Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and today I'm going to be working on a watercolor painting. So these paints, I actually got new paints a month or so ago. I wanted to try out this brand called Holbein and they were on sale on Amazon, so I figured I would pick them up and see how they work. And this is the first painting I think I've done on my YouTube channel with them. If you checked out my 1-week sketchbook tour that I posted last week, then all of the paints that I used in there were the Holbein paints, and they are really good, and you'll see that the colors are really vibrant and you can get even really dark colors as well. In addition to those paints, I used the Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star India ink in the matte, as well as Arch's cold press paper. I really don't care for cold press paper, but I found that it's a little bit easier to work with because I'm not really much of a painter and I want to get much better at watercolors, and I found that hot press is a little harder, I guess. Maybe there's like a learning curve there, but I found that it's a little easier for right now for me to work with the cold press, so that's what I'm using. I'm also using a variety of brushes, just some Blick brand brushes. I think I have a silver brush, black velvet, and an Issabey, I think that's how it's pronounced, brush I use, but not very much. Mostly it's going to be the silver brush and just that Blick brand brush. So I started this off by just transferring my sketch onto the watercolor paper with a light box and then inking it with a brush. I actually inked with a brush for this one because the paper, since it has that rough tooth, it's a little harder to ink with like a dip pen. The brush works a little bit better getting into those little crevices. Oh, and you can see here that really dark color that I put for her skirt. That is just a mix of Payne's gray and indigo, and it turns out like almost black. It's super deep and rich. Really like it. It's so good. And I had a lot of fun doing this, and while I haven't done tons of paintings and I'm not the most comfortable painting, I really enjoyed this, and I screwed up a lot, but that's okay. I think it actually turned out all right. I learned a lot from doing this piece because this is the first like full page kind of piece that I've done with these paints, and it's kind of a simple piece just with a character and a very abstract background, but I think I've learned more how to do the water to pigment ratio, which I've had a lot of trouble with and I still have some trouble with, but I think I've kind of gotten the hang of it a little bit more, which is good. So I also tried, you'll see in a little bit, I tried doing the technique where you pour a little bit of salt to make like an interesting texture. It didn't really work because I messed it up a little, but that's okay. Like I said, in the end, I feel pretty happy with this painting, and it didn't take me an incredibly long time to do. I think it's just because it is just the character. I'd say from starting the sketch to finishing the painting, it took me maybe 3.5 hours or so. Granted, I didn't do this all in one day, so keep that in mind as well. I just kind of worked on it a little bit at a time. So if you regularly watch my videos, you know that recently I've been posting every Friday, and I do plan on posting every week, of course, still. However, I think I'm going to switch over to posting on Saturdays, and this is simply for convenience for me because Thursdays and Fridays are pretty busy for me at work, so I want to switch to Saturdays. So in case, like this week, I started this kind of late, like the painting process and all that, so I wasn't going to be able to get it up in time that it would be up at a decent hour on Friday. So I figured, you know, I'll just upload on Saturdays. That way, if that happens again, then at least I never work on Saturdays. It's always my day off, so I can get up early like I normally do and get everything edited, finished if I haven't yet. That way I kind of have like that little bit of a safety net to fall back on just in case something happens and I'm not able to edit like the day before, which I definitely try to do. It's just a little bit easier to get everything set up the day before, but you know, life happens and that's not always the case. So Saturdays are going to be the day, and I'm going to try and post more than once a week for a couple of weeks. Not in a row, but like every month maybe. Instead of having 4 videos a month, maybe trying to do 6 videos a month. I'm not really sure. I don't want to kind of put a schedule like that on it. I just want to make sure I get one every Saturday, and then occasionally maybe post an extra little video on like a Wednesday or maybe Tuesdays. I'm not entirely sure yet, but if you guys have any thoughts on that, just let me know. And I want to be doing more than just speed paintings as well. I've done a few reviews and a few like hauls on my channel, which you can check out. But I also want to start doing other things like little tutorials on maybe like how I draw things and how I use my tools like inking, because inking is what I'm most comfortable with. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. Alright, and this video is almost up, so if you liked it, make sure you hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you can check out all my videos, and you can check me out on all of my social media, which I will have linked down below. I'm also thinking about starting up an Etsy store where you can buy some originals as well as some prints and other goodies, so if I get that up soon, I will have that link down below as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.